My name is Fario, and for my post-run project, I'm going to be teaching my brother how to start boxing. So I'm going to be teaching him how to stand properly, how to move your feet, how to move your hands, and how to be comfortable while doing so. And basically teaching him head movement and just the basics and the fundamentals of boxing anyone should know before they start taking the sport seriously. And my brother's always been interested in it, so I always wanted to teach him. That was a perfect opportunity to do that and get good grades for me. So I'm going to be documenting his progress over the course of a week or two, and next slide is going to be me teaching him how to start boxing and actually. Okay, so we're going to start off with teaching what I like to call touch technique. So it's basically the idea of being able to stay in your stance while being able to defend all the important parts of your body. For example, the solar plexus, the chin, and all this part that will actually get you knocked out and knock the wind out of you. So basically what we're going to start off with is this hand will be blocking the chin while it is also blocking the solar plexus. That's the one part that your rib doesn't cover. Like your rib covers everything else, but this part is empty and it leads to your lungs, therefore it can knock the wind out of you. Okay, so his elbow, as you can see, is blocking his solar plexus while his hand is blocking his chin. And his front hand will be a little further out. Yeah. His front hand is a little further out to be able to throw the jab while it is also blocking his chin. So basically his stance is basically impenetrable, because if I were to throw a shovel hook, it'll hit his elbow and it will possibly break the opponent's hand, but it is also blocking his solar plexus. And if I were to throw a jab, his wrist is blocking his chin, so it doesn't get to it unless I hit it really hard. But then again, and if I were to throw a right body shovel hook, right shovel hook, therefore it will be hit by his elbow and it will stop. Now we're gonna move on to the three types of jab that I think are the most important and the most necessary to teach a beginner. Basically, there are three types of jab. There's one jab that's called the static jab. It is a jab that you do not move, you just hit it stationary. It's static, that's where the name comes from, stationary. So you just basically just throw it. And there is another jab that's called the step-in jab. It's where you step in with the jab to get just a little bit of edge and a little bit of distance that's going to mean a whole lot in an actual boxing ring. And there's another jab called the double jab. It's where the jab, it overwhelms your opponent because your opponent does not expect one jab to come in twice. And there's double the distance on that, and it can throw your opponent off a whole lot, and it can mean a lot in the boxing ring. So basically we're going to start off with the static jab. So we're back to touch technique. Bring your hands up into your boxing stance. Yeah, that's good. See how everything is blocking this stuff. Alright, cool. So the static jab, he basically doesn't have to move at all. All you have to do is throw your jab and move your hips just a little. Like you rotate it just a little bit. And that generates a little bit of power that could throw your opponent off. Just try it. That's good, try it again. Alright, now you just want to move your hips a little bit, but you don't want to go back into your stance. You just want to go like, bah, bah, bah. Okay, there we go. That's perfect. Nice. Yeah, let's go again.
Forward.
Oh, you're going to want to be able to extend your arm fully. Because if your hand is like this, then you're not generating the full power. But if it's extending, then you're getting the full distance and the full power. Alright, check it. Alright, that's good, that's good. Now we're gonna move on to the step-in jab. This jab is super important. I think it's one of the most important punches in boxing. I think it is the most important punch in boxing, because as you're throwing the punch, you take a step. Pay attention. As I'm throwing the punch, I take a step. My foot lands on the ground at the same time my punch lands on the opponent, or as it extends. You see? I punch, and as soon as I punch, I push myself back on my front foot. So I put my weight on my front foot, but then I use that weight and I push myself back. So it's gonna be like that. Okay, let's try. Yeah, that's perfect. But you don't want to go all the way back like this. You want it to just go back to shoulder width. Shoulder width. Imagine there's a divider between your legs. Actually, let's do it like this. Yeah, that's perfect. Now you want to step in and then step back. Exactly. But while you do that, you want to throw the jab, and your jab lands at the same time as your foot goes forward. So it's like, yeah, now throw the jab while you're stepping in. Perfect. Do it again. Okay. Now try to just step back a little faster, you know. If you're on your toes, land on your toes on your front foot. You don't your back foot, sorry. You can land on your toes on your front foot, and then you can use that momentum to push yourself back. Try it. Yeah, that's perfect. Go ahead. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna do it on the
Can I use this?
Hmm?
Should I keep this?
Yeah, you have to get used to the division of your foot. Okay. Try it again. Go into your stance. Step in. Yeah, step. Okay, step. Alright, now step back just a little faster. That's perfect. Try it again. Okay, just make sure you're not dropping your rear fan, because if you throw it like this, then someone can fake you and knock you out. Try it again. That's perfect. Try it again. Good job, good job. One more time. Alright, now that we're gonna start off with the double jab. The basic principles of the double jab, it's basically a step in jab, but then it's another step in jab. That's basically it. So it's basically you wanna move your foot 1 foot forward, and you wanna bring your back foot, pay attention to my feet, you wanna bring your back foot halfway, and you wanna step again. And then you wanna go. So it's basically like, you know, you don't go like, it's not walking, it's just stepping in and then stepping halfway in. So think about it, use these lines, you know. So if I'm over here, I step in over that line, I bring my back foot just before that line, and then I step in again to this other line.
Okay.
See that? Try it, just your foot, try it. Okay, now what you want to start off is with, just stay with your feet shoulder width, yeah, that's perfect. Now you want to step in once, bring your back foot just a little bit, and then step in again. Okay, that's perfect. Just bring your back foot a little like less forward, you know.
Okay.
Bring it like to here.
Okay.
So step forward, step that way. Yeah, that's perfect. Just do that, just a little faster now. That was perfect. Now try not to put your weight onto your front foot, because then you'll be off balance. Just go like, stay neutral and just do it, you know. That was perfect. That right there was perfect. Do it again. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add a jab into it. Now, when you're throwing the jab, you don't want to go like, okay? So you want to basically do basically a step in jab, and you want to come back halfway with the jab, and you want to go back. Not even halfway, just like a quarter of the way. So it looks like this, you know? It goes faster. So basically, you just go like that. Notice how less I bring my hand back.
Okay.
So it's like, when you throw the jab, your front foot lands with your jab, your hand comes back a little bit with your back foot, and then you throw it.
Just think it.
Now just try it again with your front foot and with your. That right there, that was perfect for work. Just do it with the jab.
Okay. Wait, just get it right.
Yeah, sorry. Take it. That way, that was perfect. And do it just a little faster. That was perfect. Now try it with the pads.
It's kind of.
Okay.
You're too close. Get back.
No, okay, sorry. Okay,
No,
but you
I
wanna
forgot to.
jab. There you go. It's basically a double step though. It's like, okay, just don't take it. Don't get complicated. Don't think about it. That was perfect. But follow through with it. Don't bring it back to it. You wanna hit it? That was perfect. That was exactly what I wanted. Now let me see if you breathe. That was perfect. You're even doing your foot right. You're faster and that's it. That was nice. One more time. Now we're gonna we basically put all the jabs out of the way. Now we're gonna go on to the cross, the most powerful punch that you can probably have. There is the hooks and everything, but we're focusing on the cross right now. So basically, the cross, you wanna extend it as much as you can while being able to bring it back as fast as you can. So basically, when you're standing in your stance, and then when you're throwing your cross, you want your back foot to follow with it. And look how my foot ends like this. That way, look how my foot ends like this. That way, your weight transfers from your back foot all the way through your arms and into your wrist. So basically, you want to basically step in and then follow through with it. And basically think of it like a door stop. You know how a door just stops like that? You want to go like, bah, you know? You see? Like, that way. And you want to move your hips as you're throwing it. Look how much my whole hip rotates as I'm doing it. Look how much my whole hip rotates as I'm doing it. Look. You see that? I'm basically extending as far as I can, and I'm moving my hips. Therefore, I have the most extension and I have the most power. Because if I throw a jab like this, like my cross like this, it's basically like a jab. But if I go like boom, there's so much more power to it. Let's try. Just try to forward. Boom. Yeah, that's good. But step in, and then step super tiny. You know, it's like kick the foot. Try. That was it. That was perfect. Do it again. One. That's it. Okay. Now try just throwing the punch out. Just move your hips as you. That was it, man. Do it.
Oh, yeah.
Finally. That's it. One more time. That's it. Now that would knock someone out. Okay. Just turn your hips and throw the punch as you're turning your hips. And kick the floor as you're doing it.
Oh.
Check. Yeah, that's not good. 2. 1. Okay, but try not to jump as you're doing. Just step in super calm, collected. Step in once, step again. Step in, step again. Kick the foot. Yeah.
Wait, does it have to be done at the same time?
Yeah,
I can make the step and then go, or I have to
okay,
go.
you can. There's more power if you do it at the same time. Because if I go like this, then there's no power to it. But if I go synchronized, the kick produces enough power that comes all the way up to your body and it transfers to your wrist. But if I do it like this, then it's like halfway up here, but nothing up here. You know?
No.
Try it. That's it, man. Let's try it. Yeah. Also the thing about the cross is that you have the most reach with it. Because if I'm over here and I can't reach you like this, but I can reach your hand, if I step in, then it goes all the way through. Try it. We've done all the training that is needed to be able to throw straight punches. We're now gonna go toward combos, and I'm gonna surprise my brother who's throwing up random targets, and he has to hit them in time, and he has to hit them fast enough. If he doesn't hit them fast enough, then I just put my hands down. And this is to see if he's actually improved over the past week that we've been training, or if he's just hasn't and he's still slow. Alright. Drill. If I bring it up, if I bring this up, if I bring these two up, okay. Right, now we're gonna go fast, and he has to be fast as well. If he's not fast enough, I just put my hands up. Okay, now I want you to go the 1, 2, 1. Fast. Nice. Yeah. That's it.
Oh.
Sorry,
I thought it was the
Take
1, 2, 1.
Okay. 5 more seconds.
Oh!
I didn't ask for 1, 2, 1, bro. Take it. I'll say if I want you to go 1, 2, 1. 10 more seconds. One, two, one.
taught my brother how to the basic fundamentals of throwing straight punches and getting into hooks and defense and stuff is just a little bit too advanced to teach him yet. He needs to train a lot more to get to that level. But so far for the basics, I'd say he did pretty well. He started off as very stiff and not being able to throw his punches properly, but he got used to it. He got used to the footwork, he got used to the motion of the hands and everything, and he improved greatly. At the beginning, he didn't have enough speed. He was pretty slow, but a guy as big as him it's normal to be so slow. But by the end of the week, he actually got way faster, and you could see it because when I would surprise him with the hand, he would actually go for it really fast. And yeah, well, he did pretty well. And thank you so much for watching my personal project. I worked really hard for it.